Should, could and would. When do we use each? Should is used for advice, duty and expected behavior. Could is used for possibility, past ability, polite requests and suggestions. Would is used for past habits, preferences and imaginary situations. Alright, let's get started with the exercise and practice what we have just learned. Number 1. You blank drink more water if you want to stay healthy. What do we use here? Should, could or would? Now look very carefully. Here we are giving advice about health. And the advice is to drink more water in order to stay healthy. And for advice, we use the modal verb should. You should drink more water if you want to stay healthy. Number 2. When I was younger, I blank wake up early without an alarm. This sentence talks about past ability. And the ability is waking up early without an alarm. And whenever we talk about past ability, we use could. When I was younger, I could wake up early without an alarm. Number 3. She blank help if you politely ask her. In this case, we are talking about possibility. And the possible action is helping if you ask politely. And for possibility, we use could. She could help if you politely ask her. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4. I blank prefer tea to coffee in the evening. Here we are talking about preference. The preference is tea over coffee. And for preference, we use would. I would prefer tea to coffee in the evening. If I had more time, I blank learn another language. This sentence describes an imaginary situation. The imaginary situation is to learn another language. However, this situation is not real at present because the speaker doesn't have enough time. When we talk about such imaginary or unreal situations, especially in if clauses, we use would. If I had more time, I would learn another language. Number 6. We blank take a break. We have been studying for hours. Here, advice is being given and the advice is to take a break after studying for hours. Since it is advice, the correct word to use is should. We should take a break. We have been studying for hours. Number 7. He blank never speak loudly to his teachers. Here the correct modal verb to use is should. Used to show strong advice or expected behavior. And the expected behavior is to never speak loudly to teachers. Using the word never makes the advice stronger, especially when we talk about manners or discipline. Let's move on to number 8. In my childhood, we blank play outside till sunset. Now this sentence describes a past habit. The habit is playing outside till sunset. And whenever we talk about a past habit, we use the modal verb would. In my childhood, we would play outside till sunset. Number 9. Blank you please open the window. This sentence is a polite request and it is also a question. The speaker is asking someone to open the window. And for polite requests, we commonly use could. In the case of polite requests, we can also use would to sound more polite and formal. Let's move on to the next slide. Number 10. You blank, try this method, it might work for you. Here the phrase it might work for you shows uncertainty. The speaker is giving a gentle suggestion to try a method and is not sure whether it will work. It's not strong advice, therefore the correct word to use here is could. Number 11. You blank, revise this chapter before the test. This sentence gives advice related to study. To revise the chapter before the test. And whenever we give advice, we use should. You should revise this chapter before the test. Number 12. She blank rather read a book than scroll on her phone. Here we are talking about preference. That is to read a book rather than scroll on the phone. And since we are talking about preference, we use would. She would rather read a book than scroll on her phone. Number 13. She blank be at home right now. The lights are on. This sentence talks about guess or possibility based on evidence, that is, she may be at home because the lights are on. Here the phrase the lights are on gives a clue or evidence that she might be at home. And when we make a guess or possibility based on evidence, we use could. She could be at home right now. The lights are on. Number 14. You blank check the weather before going out. Here, practical advice is being given, that is to check the weather before going out. So the correct word is should. Number 15. I blank finish the work if you give me some time. Here, the speaker is talking about an imaginary or conditional situation. The speaker will finish the work only if some time is given. And for such conditional or imaginary situations, we use would. I would finish the work today if you give me some time. And the last one, if I had the chance, I blank meet my favorite author. Which one will you use here? Should, could or would? Type your answer in the comments. So that brings us to the end of this exercise. Thank you for watching.